On a mountain like Everest, above 26,000 feet, we call the death zone. It's when your body is literally dying. Your lungs are filling with water, your brain is swelling, and you only have this small opportunity to get up, tag the summit, and come down. The best way to describe it is real simple. Okay, for all you people watching this interview right now, go into the kitchen and get some saran wrap or a plastic garbage bag, put it over your head, close it off, and go run up the stairs twice. And that's what it's like climbing Everest. You literally are just striving for air, and you can't get it.
I figured out that I wanted to climb Everest when I had my injury and I knew I had this body now, I had the amputation, and I had to figure out what I was going to be able to do with it. I wanted to climb Mount Everest because it's Mount Everest. I knew that it was going to push me to my utter brink. You know, I was going to take this 70% of the body that I have left to 200% and see what I could do.
You can't control, obviously, the weather. You can't control, whether the mountain's going to have the conditions to allow you to get up there. But what you can control is how you show up to the mountain.
The training for Mount Everest has been pretty vigorous. For 2 hours a day, we go to a hypoxic chamber where we have stationary bikes in there, and we cycle at anywhere from 18 to 19,000 feet, get your heart rate pumping here in Hollywood. I mean, it's very strange. You walk into a chamber from sea level to 19,000 feet, and it happens like that. But we've also, through the Heroes Project, climbed around the world to get my rope skills and my mountaineering skills proficient enough to be a capable member of the expedition. This is an altitude chamber. It's essentially a hypoxic chamber. So instead of adding oxygen, we're taking oxygen away while we sleep. So it's to mimic being at high altitudes and making your body be under stress while you're sleeping.
He's in the best shape of his life. He's been trained. And you've read it in the papers. I mean, and it's all true. There are people that show up to Everest, who write a check for $75,000 and say, take me to summit Everest. And the majority of those people don't make it, but they put a tax and a burden on everybody else. And so he's not like that. Charlie's ready.
And I wanted to garnish the same respect that the rest of the climbers are there. And oh, by the way, I happen to be missing my leg below the knee. And I don't want people to look at me and be like, oh dang, that guy's a badass.